All right, guys, we have returned, and if you're seeing what's on the screen right now and what's going on in the server, you might realize this looks a little bit silly, but we're recreating pistol rounds, so we've done it exactly the way that it transpired, other than maybe the positional stuff, but the exact kills, the exact buys in terms of equipment, and now we're back live in round number 2. So, unfortunately, that tricky boost that we saw in the second round from Agent, that card is no longer up their sleeves. So, we've had to redo round number 2. Pistol round did go to myXMG, but we are live here. Hopefully the server does not have any issues, but we do have a straight-up armor buy from the T's, and they're just going cat here once again. They had some success, but it was last time they got to pick out long first, but NKY gets one. Get goes down, NKY on 9 HP, and this is a good start of the round for the T's.
Yeah, absolutely. They started the eco round last time in similar fashion, but Gimpin just mowing it down. 3 kills in a row. Fours, Scythe, and Natho all down. Cynex, the last one standing, sitting on cat with a P250. Gonna get taken down to 4K for Gimpin. Coming up big for myXMG. So, unfortunately, last round that we saw was at 1-0. Agent came down to a 1v1 with myXMG, and the server struggled. Had an issue. So yeah, it is a bit of a bummer that Agent had a really unique play for that first eco round, but myXMG picking up the second round here after the restart, and they are looking pretty good to take number 3 as well, as Agent is going to be on another eco.
And we're going to see a push out long here as Scythe's going to be the first one out. Flashbangs, though, from the long players. And NKY goes down with only doing some damage to one player, so Gimpin will be able to get one of them. Get with one, and they're stomping right at the cross here, and it's going to allow for Get to... Oh, eventually goes down, so they might be able to cross. Natho, rather, will land one bullet, but tries to get the bomb plant. Gimpin with the jumping silenced M4 shot, and that silenced weapon is so accurate while jumping. We've had many conversations about it, and the USP, the M4A1S, the Scout, those weapons just oh so powerful even when jumping, and especially right here at Elevator. So, tries to get a bomb plant, doesn't work out. Now Agent on their first gun round. So, Galil on Ultra, AK-47s across the board. They've spread out around the map right now, and if we look at the CT side setup, NKY is out long holding with a smoke grenade. Gimpin was there originally, but now has fallen back. So on the T side, though, they do have the bomb down right outside of long, and 3 of their players just hovering around. I imagine they might be going for some sort of a split, being that we've got 2 terrorists in lower dark. They might move up, but big issue is NKY is about to peek through, but Natho puts him away, and that's a great advantage starting off for Agent, as they definitely want to take this first rifle round.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to regain what they started in the second round before the restart. So right now they're taking down NKY early in the round, and it kind of opens up the map for them. There's only one player over on A, and that is Get with an AWP. The 5-man Gimpin is in CT spawn, but if they had pushed, he was way out of position. They could have easily overwhelmed the AWP of Get. Get, though, is going to hold down the doors, probably spot out the first man, take him down. And no, he's not going to find a shot. Get takes down Natho, but can't take out Fours, and all of a sudden the T's are going to be able to storm the site. Gimpin the only one there to try and hold it down. It's a 4v3. Gimpin gets one before being traded out by Scythe, and now it's Neves and Sinks left to try and stop this, the 3v2 situation. FAMAS and M4. They do have 2 kits apiece, so, or I should say 2 kits total. They could be able to get the bomb defuse here, and Force has to be careful, almost taking out his teammate with that off shot from long. Clock is ticking away. Force finds the headshot, but Sinks takes down Ultra, and he is on the site right now with the FAMAS. Comes around the corner, not able to find the shot. It's Force. So Scythe is going to try and stop it here. He could potentially get behind that barrel, but not able to. Scythe takes his head off, so now Agent getting on the board here in round number 4, 3-1. And that's the round they needed to take, because it's going to kind of break the money on the CT side. You see Get at 1,600, NKY at 2,500. It's going to be an eco, so they might be able to make this 3-2.
Yeah, they might be able to, and that round came down to at least a little bit Get holding long, where his opping position, he was partial way over to pit, and being that he was just wide out in the open, he got one frag, but that the time that you need to basically take another shot, that's enough time for them to get the refrag. So good teams, especially if they know They've got an op watching a location. They might let you get one, but they're going to peek out before you can get that second. So eco round here from the CTs working out really well as they push up mid. And at the moment, they've got 2 frags under their belt. Ultra down to 8 HP as well. He will be able to take down 1 from Pit. But this is looking like a situation where myXMG might come out with this round. But Force, he's got something to say about it. Will take down the Opper and Ultra. Nay, though, in a 1v2, he does have both players very lit, but they're sitting on the bomb right now.
Unfortunately, they got into long, and then the man with the bomb was Ultra. He dropped into Pit instead of trying to push up on site and get that bomb planted. So that puts the clock in XMG's hand here. They're not forced to push. They can just sit back, and Sinks right now with an AK in Pit. Get sitting on long with an AWP. He's got 10 HP, but it only takes 1 shot to take down NATO. So Smoke is going to come out around the corner from Blue Box and try and give him some protection from that man on long with the AWP. He's going to go for that bomb. But this is definitely a difficult retake for Natho right now. Time is ticking away, too. He needs to make this happen quickly. He's going to peek and not even take out Sync. So a great eco round from XMG, stacking Cat and mid, pushing aggressively, catching Agent way off guard.
Yeah, and that's big momentum shift here. Agent picking up their first round and then feeling confident moving into, hopefully, their second round. But just the straight-up rush from myXMG, they just are completely caught off guard. They were trying to work long and just rushing straight up mid. Apparently that works once in a while. So Get is still in spawn here. Now we'll run out long, but we've got an eco from the T's, and they look like they're looking to hit mid to B. Yep, they've got a quick smoke out. So this is going to come down to Naviz here as holding from B doors. He's going to get a smoke down, and that's going to allow them to hold just the window, and that will be an absolute mowdown from myXMG. We saw Gimpin get some crucial frags from CT spawn, and Agent will drop that round without getting a single frag, and you need to at least be putting maybe 1 or 2 on the board on those ecos, as the money of myXMG is starting to get a little out of control here. 8,800 on Sinks. He has enough that you should be able to buy an AWP if he goes down. So good position for the CT side. Another eco rush from Agent.
Yeah, what happened there was they did that mid to B smoke, but then no one watched CT spawn. They didn't watch their back. So they ended up getting flanked, and the players just flashed their way through the smoke and pushed right through it and cleaned up all those frags. This round, though, they're going to get an entry frag on B, take down 1 with the Deagle. They get the bomb in sight, but not able to get it down. The Viz is coming up big. He's got 3 frags. Nade from Gimpin's going to polish off the last 2. So 2 players doing all the work for XMG in that round. 6-1. Definitely looking good for XMG right now. Naviz coming up really big in that round, basically shutting down that push, and then Gimpin just coming in to help with that grenade.
And this is a really good scoreline for myXMG. This is the map pick for Agent. They picked us too, so they start on this T side, and Force will get that AWP shot onto Get. So that's a good start to this round, and maybe their second that they can put on the board. Opening frag for them definitely will help out with that, but both these teams having pretty impressive wins to make it to the match that we're seeing right now. So this is the round of 8. The winner of this will go on to the round of 4. So moving into the end of our tournament here. We're not quite the end, but deep waters nonetheless. So Agent took down a Public, and G-Play dropped to myXMG. So again, both very big pickups for both teams. So they find themselves in this position, and right now Sinks is going to work in this B site, gets a hat trick for himself. And that kind of messes up the plan here of Agent Ultra. Natho still alive in mid, lurking up Cat as Natho and the bomb on Ultra. But it looked like they were going for a B-side play, but Sinks shuts that down before it even begins.
Yeah, but because they've got this down to 4 players on the CT side, it's a 2v2 regardless of which site they take. Natho's going to hit his teammate in the back of the head, so that smoke is not going to drop over by ramp. Gimpin there with the op has missed 3 straight shots now. Not able to take down Natho. Natho gets spotted out finally. Gimpin coming up with the shots. Takes down both players, and he's going to get the defuse as well, so that's going to be 7-1 for XMG. Right now, what I'm seeing from Agent is that they're getting the entry frags, but they don't know what to do from there. It seems like they're a little too spread out, and they're not prepared to take those entries. They get them, and then the round kind of just sits for too long, XMG regains composure, rebuilds their defense, and by the time that Agent is ready to push into a site, XMG is just in way too good a position to let that happen. So XMG has been playing great counter to the fact that they've been losing a player early in most of these rounds.
And now this scoreline, Agent again. They need to find a way back into this match. A 7-1. This half is still at a part where certainly they could salvage the scoreline. They're working that double smoke out long again. We'll see if they opt to get a boost in here. Looks like they want to, so Force will be there. Force sinks, but will find it. He's got to, and he will. That is obviously the downside of them utilizing that boost already once. In the one round where... Ooh, I thought Get was going to have himself another frag here. He whiffs 2 shots on Force at Pit, but again, they try to utilize that boost. Doesn't work out as Public, or rather, Agent can't use that same trick twice, and falling are the T's. It's all up to Force, and myXMG completely clean that up. They try and work that boost out long, and you can see that was actually the exact same strategy they employed in their eco round, in round number 2 that we had to be replayed. They would get a boost up, try and get a pick on the site. Whether or not it works out, they end up going cat, but completely shut down myXMG. They've seen it once, they've seen it 100 times. They completely counter that play.
And unfortunately, it was really unique the first time, but so far that's the only unique thing I've seen Agent do. And the strats that I've seen them running just don't really seem to make much sense. They're having a hard time executing. Right now, they're going to go for that pain train up cat. All 5 players there with P250s in hand. A Tech 9 on Nate, though. Mollies and Nate are going to rain out and do significant damage to these players. Get with the dualies might be able to clean up a couple here. Cynex is just below the shots. Finally going to take him down. And with the X-ray, you can see he was spraying just above the head for the plant. But now it's down to the last man, that's Ultra, and this nade could take him out here. Multiple nades raining in, doesn't matter, Naviz is going to be there to polish him off. But what I've seen from Agent beyond that unique eco strategy of smoking and peeking is really not much. I mean, they spread out, they work a pick. They're not doing any kind of set strategies that you're used to seeing when you see a team play Dust 2. And this is their map choice. You would think they'd have that at hand. You know, you see, when you watch Dust 2, you see a lot of teams work mid to B. I've seen them work mid to B only a few times, and when they did, it was very sloppy. They didn't have a player watching their backs. It was a pistol round. They just tried to rush into sight. I'd like to see some more solid execution from Agent.
Yeah, no, I would completely agree with that. We'll see if they switch things up here, as the next map is Cash. That was a map that Agent versus Public, they were able to take that 16-14. So the myXMG pick, we'll see how that one works out. But still here in map number 1, we've got a number of terrorists working out mid, and Force misses a shot that definitely he wants back. Naviz peeked out from left side of mid. That's the whole reason why they're grouped up here on that T side, is trying to work that pick as any CTs cross, but as of now, no picks. And that really is the difference maker, as once they get that pick, they can kind of work in here. But Gimpin close on the right side of the door will get dropped. So mid to B play here. They've left the bomb in mid, though. And that will prompt them to head back over. So not opting to go for this mid to B play. They haven't smoked it off at all. So the left side is smoked off. So peeking out now. They're going to try and work another pick here, but no CT smoke. They've smoked off the left side in B to cover their backs as they peek into CT spawn. Thus far, it's worked out, but NKY rather, on the flank will get one as they enter sight. This is going to be all Agent. NKY, the last one on the field, and he will go down. So Agent, they kind of creatively take mid to B there. Not our traditional CT smoke. They smoke off the left side instead, and slowly working to spawn. So almost falls apart as myXMG flanks, but that's the second round on the board for Agent, and an important one if they want to make any kind of comeback in this first half.
Based on what I saw there, that looked like a mid to A. They smoked the left side, and they peeked CT, and usually what you do when you do a mid to A is you peek CT hoping that they started to rotate, you pick those players off, and the A side is wide open. And it looked like that's what they went for, but no one pushed out. They held their spots at A. So there really wasn't anything to go by, so they just continued to stick in mid, waited for a pick, and then move their way up B. It ended up working out, but it did definitely appear like a mid to A at first. But good play from Agent there with the mid strategy, and again, this is what I wanted to see from them. The mid is the strong point on this map. You really need to attack mid a lot, and if you watch top teams, they'll do mid to B, I'd say at least 60% of their T-side rounds.
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why that is the default strat that we see run, and Gimpin definitely carrying his team right now. 21-0-3. We've seen him miss some shots, but definitely the reason his team's in it right now. NKY might be able to come up big here, but will get dropped by Ultra as a 1v2 occurs, and Agent with their third of this map. That's it's working to be a comeback. If they can come back 9-6, it's definitely doable to come back on that CT side, especially, again, we've been talking about it, their map pick here. You would expect as much, but we're on Dust 2. This is the map where it does favor a little bit of Pug style, so just a lot more open. Maybe the better organized team doesn't always take it as it is kind of an aimer's map, but definitely some strategies to be employed. And now that the mid to B has been broken out from Agent, they've been able to put some rounds on the board. They're opting to go for a long play here, though. We'll see if it works out. All of the CT players, no one working long at this moment, so might work, but Naviz will be flashing out and now is checking this location.
I actually have to disagree with you a little bit. Force is going to find a nice op shot on Naviz and open things up over at long, but I have to disagree with you about this being more of an aimers map. It's something you hear a lot when people talk about Dust 2, and I've never really felt that that's true because I've watched top-tier aim teams that, like, their fragging ability is really high, get obliterated on Dust 2 by a team with decent execution. So, I mean, yes, you know, because the map has been around for so long that people call it an aimers map, but I really think that this map favors a team that executes properly because a lot of teams aren't used to seeing that. They're used to seeing Pug style. So if you come on to Dust 2 with a properly formed offense, it catches people off guard. So I think that this map definitely can favor the team that has strong execution. And right now, Agent not really showing us that strong execution as they're going to drop round number 13 to a nice retake from XMG. And that's going to put them up 10-3. Agent has had a few rounds where the execution felt solid, but for the most part, it's very weak. They almost seem disorganized when they go to take a site, team flashing and team damaging with nades. It's a little loose, a little sloppy. Maybe they could tighten things up a little bit, but maybe they didn't pick this map for their T side. Maybe they picked this map for their CT side. So we could see them come back on the CT side and, you know, polish it out with a very close score.
Definitely could happen, and right now they're working up mid very quickly as the Agent lineup heading towards Cat. At least their number 7 player is attempting to, but smoking off on that CT side. They prevent this aggression, at least for the meantime, but it looks like Cynics is just going to flash himself through, so Gimpin might be tested here a little bit earlier than you might suspect by that nade rating in. Going to soften up these T's as Get now falling back, and his nade will help out as well. No, it doesn't. I thought it might have, but oh, he takes Force as Force was lining up a smoke. And that does not work out here. The pick goes to myXMG. And even if we find a position where Agent has taken a site, the retakes have been pretty darn good from myXMG. So they're opting to go for a mid to B, and I like it as this is one of the only positions that Agent's had any luck. But from CT spawn, Gimpin will get one. So an opening once again, and it's all up to the AWP on the T side. Naviz puts him down. And Agent, they've not found their way into this map at all. Only 3 on the board. 11-4 would be a preferable halftime score from Agent at this point, but optimally speaking, that is not the scoreline they were looking for.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people like to say that the Dust 2 was T-sided, and once upon a time, I definitely think it was, back when the wooden doors were a big problem, and you could easily get those op shots to the door. Not so much anymore, because it gives CT so much more cover with the steel doors. It's still a little more balanced than 11-3, so the Agent's definitely not looking good right here. They're losing multiple players already. It's down to a 4v2. Force and Natho left. Polishing off Force with the dualies, and now it's down on Natho. He's on Cat. He has a Tech 9 in armor, but even though that pistol is completely insane and needs to be patched, it's not going to be enough. Sinks polishes him off with the AK. So 12-3 for myXMG on the CT side of Dust 2. Very healthy. If they can take pistol round, they could easily walk away with map number 1. So not exactly what you want to see from Agent, considering this was their map selection.
Yep, exactly. But speaking of map number 2, it is going to be Cash, and like I was saying, Agent was able to pick up a 16-14 map against Public on that map. And they're definitely a strong lineup as well, so who knows what we'll see in map number 2. But map number 1 definitely not over, but huge advantage to myXMG moving into this T-side half, where Agent certainly pistol round is the name of the game right now. That is their focus. We'll see if they can make something happen. Force will have a kit in hand, 2 flashbangs as well, otherwise rocking that default pistol. And Cynics, same deal. We'll have some utility rocking the default pistol, though, and this looks like a B play from myXMG, actually, being that they're heading lower. Might be a mid to B play. They've got Naviz holding at top mid, and oh yeah, this is going to be a flash through the double doors, and NKY, the first one out. They're going to be able to smoke through CT, but they don't wait for it. Gimpin will be able to get one opening pick, and that could be crucial here, but Force with one, Get with another.
Oh, and look where the bomb dropped.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Will get dropped as they try and get through the window, so 2v3, but definitely advantage to the CTs.
Yeah, a little bit of sloppy play from Agent. They only had a man B and a man mid. Typically on pistol round, you want to have a 2-1-2, just because you want to have that extra backup, because B is typically attacked, or Cats, you want to have that support and mid and at B. But it seems to be working out, and I think it's a combination of luck and skill. They took that man jumping into window, and they were able to drop the bomb just outside the site. Force gets one, going for the second. It's a 1v2 now. Now a 1v1 as Gimpin polishes him off. Gimpin on 11 HP. Syph 75 with the P2000 in hand, and it's going to be coming down to a straight duel here. Syph is playing the clock, knowing exactly what he needs to do. Falling back in mid. Gimpin needs to find that bomb. Gimpin could easily pick it up, but Syph is playing the mind game right now. Gimpin thinks that he's going to be holding it, just waiting for him to pick it up. He is going to be able to get it, but will he find his way into the window before Syph peeks? Yes, he does. So bomb is going to go down, but I imagine Syph is going to come right around this corner and take him down. Oh my goodness, Gimpin with the huge clutch for XMG around that should have been Agents. The nice headshot onto Syph. And that's going to be round number 13 for XMG, coming down to the wire on some excellent play from Gimpin.
Yeah, I feel like if Gimpin doesn't show up as much as he does here, like 25, 2, and 5 in map number 1, this is a completely different map number 1. But myXMG, they've had complete control purely because you got a guy fragging like that. Again, 25, 2, and 5. We're in round 17. That is absolutely massive. So a nice flashbang here from myXMG, and they seem to be reading the Agent lineup like a book here. They flash in towards Cat and prevent this aggression. They get a pick as the Upper Dark tries to get pushed by the CTs as well, and now just finding their way, strolling into this B site. Force will try and make something happen here with a scout in hand, but Ultra finds himself the last one in the field. Tries to get a pick, actually does get one onto Get, but falls shortly after. So 14-3. At this point, Agent just wants to get some points on the board, so they've got a little bit of confidence moving into map number 2. But if we see this finish 16-3, definitely myXMG, a huge confidence booster, and yeah, massive, just a good feeling moving into map number 2.
Yeah, and they are going to be playing, Force with a knife shot in mid, taking down Gimpin. And that is the top fragger for XMG down. But we are going to be moving over to Cash next, and I can't really give the nod to either team. That is XMG's map selection, and they did beat G-Play 16-14, but Agent beat Publiclear as well. They beat them. I think it was a similarly close score, so both teams were able to take a map on Cash in this tournament, so I can't really... It was 16-14 as well. Oh, no, they lost Cash to Publiclear. I misread the score, so never mind. Either way, though, I mean, these teams are hard to rate. I don't really know how their Cash lines up against each other, so it'll be an interesting map to see nonetheless, but if XMG continues in this fashion, it could be a quick 2-0.
Yeah, and I totally misread that as well, so we're in the same boat here, buddy. Misreading the score sheet, so it is going to be an A take from myXMG. They made their way onto site, and we see Ultra trying to work these jump scouts. Obviously, a very popular position at Elevator here at the A site, but hasn't been able to find a single shot as of yet, and actually finds a little bit of damage to himself as he will go down. So, trying to work from Cat, and actually Natho gets a 1-deeg. That's going to open up this site. NKY is going to have to come up big here. He gets one, but only one. Sinks. He's going to have to come up with 2 frags. He gets the one, but now they will be able to get the round here as a kit on Scythe. Yeah, that is going to be the round for Agent, so they get their 4th of this half. Well, 4th of this match, rather. And 14-4 scoreline. This should put myXMG on an eco, but no, they just straight buy out. They're not worried at all. Not even picking up armor. They want to end this, and from myXMG's point of view, why not, right? If you can end it at a scoreline like we're looking at, that is definitely going to hurt the morale of Agent.
Yeah, because the rounds played out the way that they did so far, because they got the 2 bomb plants, XMG is able to buy up here when typically you wouldn't have the money. So they're going to pick up an AWP on Gimpin. AKs across the board for everyone else. Ed doesn't have any armor, but he's got 2 flashbangs and nades like crazy. Flashes, smokes, HEs galore. XMG looking that full setup. Meanwhile, Agent, a bit of a mixed spot here. They got 3 FAMAS, a couple of nades, 1 kit, which could be a huge factor if the bomb does get planted, as Scythe is the only man able to get that 5-second defuse. And, you know, in matchmaking, it doesn't necessarily matter, but this is competitive format, and the timer is significantly reduced, guys, so not having a kit is a huge disadvantage to the CT side. You kind of wonder if Ultra maybe should have gone for a FAMAS as well and picked up a kit instead.
See if it works out. Gimpin pushed up on Cat. Will be able to put a little bit of damage onto Force, but not the frag he was looking for. Smoking out mid to B. In the terrace, they've moved out. So Get leading this charge. Doesn't have armor and will go down via Scythe. So great posted up position. And although the rest of the split worked out into B, the bomb now dropped on the other side of the double doors. And NKY eats a nade, but will get that frag. So gets another one as well. Force in a 1v3. They were definitely in an advantageous position, but now Force